Right, let's dive into Switzerland.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to map out 10 days for
Dinner days.
for a first trip, hitting all those like picture-perfect spots
Nice.
that you see on Instagram and stuff, mountains and lakes and all the chocolate.
Oh, the chocolate. Yeah. And what's so cool is that it's not just like visually stunning. It's this amazing mix of like nature and vibrant culture. So we're going to weave together this perfect trip with all the must-sees and then maybe some off-the-beaten path.
I love it.
Little gems.
Yeah. So before we get into the day-by-day plan,
okay,
let's just paint a picture for our listener.
Yes.
Like, what is it that makes Switzerland so special?
You know, Tom actually nails it in his email when he talks about the unforgettable sunsets over these breathtaking mountains and the lakes. It's that sensory experience that makes it stand out. It's not just seeing the Alps. It's like feeling that crisp mountain air, hearing the cowbells echo through the valleys, and of course, tasting the richness of the chocolate.
I'm sold. But, okay, let's get a little practical for a second. Tom did mention the best times to visit.
He did.
Right.
Yeah. Spring and autumn offer those like milder temperatures, ideal for exploring the cities and like enjoying the outdoors without the summer crowds.
Right.
If you're a hiker, summer's the time to go with the trails open up at the higher elevations. And then, of course, winter turns the whole country into this winter wonderland for skiing and snowboarding.
Yeah. Something for everyone.
Yeah.
Now, I know that there's multiple languages in Switzerland. Will English get us by?
Absolutely. English is widely spoken, especially in the touristy areas.
Okay.
The main languages are German, French, Italian, and Romansh.
Wow.
But, you know, learning a few basic phrases in the local language is always a good idea. It shows respect, and you never know, it might lead to some fun interactions.
Right. Right. Totally agree. Okay. Money. We all know Switzerland could be a little bit pricey. What are some top tips for saving some francs without sacrificing the experience?
Oh, yeah. Great question. The Swiss Travel Pass is your golden ticket. This thing covers most train journeys, buses, even boats.
Wow.
Which is essential for getting around. Plus, it gives you free access to over 500 museums.
Wow.
Think about all the chocolate factory tours you can fit in.
Okay, adding that to my list.
Yeah.
Anything else we should keep in mind?
Yeah, for sure. Eating at like local restaurants instead of those tourist traps, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Look for smaller family-run places.
Yeah.
You'll get that authentic Swiss food at a fraction of the cost.
Right.
And picnics, those are a fantastic way to enjoy the scenery and save money.
Especially with all that bread and cheese.
Especially with the cheese. You can get it like the local shops.
Perfect. Okay. You ready to kick off this 10-day adventure?
Let's do it. We'll start in Zurich.
Okay.
Which is a city that blends like those cosmopolitan vibes with that Swiss charm.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right. Day 1 in Zurich. What's first on the agenda?
Okay, so let's dive right into the heart of the city with a stroll through Altstadt, which is Zurich's enchanting old town.
Old town, yeah.
Tom mentioned getting lost in this maze of cobblestone streets.
Okay.
And finding this adorable cafe tucked away in a hidden courtyard that had the best hot chocolate he'd ever had.
Ooh, hot chocolate treasure hunt.
Yeah, we can try to find it.
I'm in. Okay. What else does Altstadt have to offer?
Okay, so picture like winding lanes lined with colorful buildings and charming boutiques.
Yeah.
And then like historic landmarks. You can't miss St. Peter's Church, which has one of the largest clock faces in Europe.
Oh, wow.
It's a true icon of Zurich.
Okay. And of course, no trip to Zurich is complete without a walk down Bahnhofstrasse, right?
Of course not. Even if you're not a big spender, it's an experience. Just imagine window shopping.
Yeah.
For all the luxury watches and jewelry soaking in that elegant atmosphere, it's one of the most exclusive shopping streets in the world.
Right. All right, I can already picture all the amazing photos we'll be taking. What about the evening? Any suggestions for our first Swiss dinner?
Okay, let's tap into those money-saving tips we talked about.
Okay.
Instead of like a fancy restaurant, how about a traditional Swiss picnic by Lake Zurich?
Oh.
We can pick up some local cheese, fresh bread, maybe even some Swiss wine from a local shop.
A picnic with a view.
Exactly.
What could be better? Plus, it sets the stage for a relaxing evening after a busy day of exploring.
Exactly. And then for day 2, let's continue exploring Zurich's diverse offerings.
Sounds good to me. So what's on the itinerary for day 2?
Okay. We'll start the day by taking a boat tour on Lake Zurich.
Like?
Tom raved about this. He said it's the best way to see the city from like a different perspective. And he even mentioned a specific tour that combines a scenic cruise with a visit to the Lindt home of chocolate.
Oh.
So imagine tasting delicious chocolate surrounded by stunning lake views.
Now that's an experience I don't want to miss.
I know, right?
Okay, so boat tour and chocolate tasting in the morning.
Yes.
What about the afternoon?
Let's delve into Zurich's artistic side with a visit to the Kunsthaus Zurich, which is one of the most important art museums in Switzerland. It houses like a diverse collection spanning from the Middle Ages to contemporary art with masterpieces by Picasso, Monet, and Van Gogh.
That's quite a lineup. But what about our budget? Museum entry fees can add up.
That's true, but that's where the Swiss Travel Pass comes in handy.
Right.
Remember, it gives you free access to over 500 museums.
Yes.
Including the Kunsthaus Zurich.
Oh, that's right. I'm starting to see the real value of this pass.
Yeah.
Okay, art in the afternoon. What's our plan for the evening?
Let's get a taste of Zurich's nightlife.
Ooh, fun.
Tom mentioned this vibrant district called Niederdorf, known for its lively bars, restaurants, and clubs.
Okay, any specific recommendations for, like, grabbing dinner and soaking in the atmosphere?
Yeah, he mentioned this place called Zeughauskeller, known for its traditional Swiss dishes, and it's in a historic setting. So imagine enjoying a hearty meal of Zürcher Geschnetzeltes, which is sliced veal, in a creamy mushroom sauce in a former armory dating back to the 15th century.
Wow. That sounds like a truly unique dining experience.
It is.
So after 2 incredible days in Zurich, where does our Swiss adventure take us next?
Let's hop on a scenic train ride to Lucerne, a city that will transport us back in time with its captivating medieval history and a stunning lakeside setting.
Lucerne, here we come. Can't wait to see what treasures the city holds.
Oh, you're going to love it. So we've arrived in Lucerne.
Ooh, Lucerne.
This city that blends like history and culture.
Yeah.
And that breathtaking natural beauty.
I'm excited to explore Lucerne.
Yeah.
I've heard it described as like the heart of Switzerland.
You'll see why.
Yeah. Can't wait to see why.
Yeah.
So what's first on our itinerary?
Let's start with a walk through the Old Town, which is this enchanting maze of cobblestone streets and colorful houses and charming boutiques. Tom mentioned getting lost in these narrow alleys and discovering these hidden squares filled with flowers and fountains. It's really like stepping back in time.
I can already picture myself like snapping photos around every corner.
Oh, for sure.
And I know we can't miss the iconic Chapel Bridge, right?
Oh, can't. Absolutely. The Chapel Bridge, or Kapellbrücke, is one of the oldest covered wooden bridges in Europe.
Wow.
So just imagine strolling across this historic bridge and you're surrounded by the sparkling waters of Lake Lucerne.
Yeah.
And the Swiss Alps are like in the background. It's a view you won't forget.
Oh, I bet. And I heard that the bridge itself has like a fascinating story.
It does. Inside the bridge, there's this series of 17th century paintings.
Oh, wow.
That depict scenes from Lucerne's history.
Okay.
So it's like walking through an art gallery, but you're on this bridge.
That's so cool. That's amazing. Like so much history is just woven into the very fabric of this city. Okay. What else should we explore while we're in the Old Town?
Let's climb the Museg Wall.
Okay.
Which is this medieval fortification that offers these panoramic views of Lucerne. And Tom mentioned that the climb is well worth it, especially for like the photo ops. You can see the entire city, the lake, and the surrounding mountains. It's a view that will like take your breath away. Okay, so we've wandered through Old Town, crossed Chapel Bridge, and climbed the Museg Wall for those views. What's next on our Lucerne agenda? Okay, how about we take a boat trip on Lake Lucerne? Okay, yeah. It's a perfect way to experience the lake's beauty, see the city from a different perspective. Yeah. Tom suggested a cruise that stops at various points along the lake. Okay. So you can hop off and explore. Oh, cool. These charming villages like Wegen. Okay. Or Witznau. Ooh, what did he say about those villages? He described them as like little pieces of paradise. Like, picture quaint houses with flower-filled balconies and cafes overlooking the lake and like peaceful promenades. Nice. Perfect for a leisurely stroll. That sounds lovely. I'm all for tranquility. Okay, what about food in Lucerne? Any local specialties that we should try? Oh, Tom raved about this restaurant called Wirtshaus Taub. Okay. And it's known for its authentic Swiss cuisine. He really recommended trying their Eplermagronen, which is this hearty dish made with potatoes, macaroni, cheese, and onions. Oh, wow. Okay. It's like the ultimate comfort food. Comfort food after a day of exploring. I like it. All right, so after 2 days in Lucerne,
It's time to move on to our next destination.
Okay.
What's next on our Swiss adventure?
We're heading to Interlaken,
Ooh.
which is this region known for its breathtaking alpine scenery and thrilling outdoor activities. So be prepared to be amazed by the beauty of the Swiss Alps.
Interlaken. I've heard so much about this place. It's known as the adventure capital of Switzerland, right?
It is. Okay. Interlaken is nestled between two stunning lakes, Lake Thun and Lake Brienz. And it's surrounded by these towering peaks like the Eiger, Munch, and Jungfrau.
Wow, okay.
It's a paradise for outdoor enthusiasts.
Okay, so how do we get from Lucerne to Interlaken?
We'll take a scenic train ride that winds through the heart of the Swiss Alps.
Right.
And Tom actually mentioned this particular journey as one of the most beautiful train rides he's ever experienced.
Wow.
Just imagine looking out the window.
Yeah.
And you see snow-capped mountains, sparkling lakes, and charming villages all passing by. It's really a journey that will leave a lasting impression.
A scenic train ride through the Swiss Alps. Sign me up. All right, so we arrive in Interlaken.
Okay.
What are our top priorities for our time there?
Okay, let's start with a visit to Harderkulm, which is Interlaken's local mountain.
Okay.
And we can take a funicular up to the summit for those panoramic views of the Jungfrau region.
Nice.
Tom described it as like standing on top of the world with the Eiger, Munch, and Jungfrau seemingly within reach.
That sounds incredible. What else is there to do up there?
There's a viewing platform, a restaurant, and even a wildlife park where you can see local animals.
Oh, cool.
Like ibex and marmots.
Awesome.
It's a perfect spot for like a picnic lunch.
Picnic lunch with a view. Check. What else is on our Interlaken adventure list?
Okay, let's explore the Lauterbrunnen Valley.
Okay.
Which is so stunning.
Yep.
It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Wow.
So just imagine like towering cliffs, cascading waterfalls, and lush green meadows. It's a sight that will leave you speechless.
Okay, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
And speaking of waterfalls, I heard there's a particularly impressive one in the Lauterbrunnen Valley.
You're thinking of Stabach Falls.
Yes.
One of the highest waterfalls in Switzerland.
Wow, okay.
Picture this. It's this ribbon of water plummeting over a sheer cliff face.
Yeah.
Creating this mist that fills the air.
Wow.
It's truly mesmerizing.
Okay, adding that to the must-see list. What else is there to explore in the Lauterbrunnen Valley?
Let's visit the village of Trummelbach Falls.
Okay.
Where you can witness like the raw power of glacial meltwater as it thunders through this series of 10 waterfalls inside a mountain. Tom described it as like a symphony of nature.
Waterfalls inside a mountain.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So we've explored Harderkulm, experienced the Lauterbrunnen Valley, and witnessed the power of Trummelbach Falls.
We have.
Is there time for anything else in Interlaken?
Absolutely. Interlaken is like a hub for outdoor adventures.
Right.
We can't leave without trying at least one. So what are you feeling up to? Paragliding, canyoning, or maybe a whitewater rafting trip?
Wow. So many options.
I'm leaning towards paragliding.
Oh, yeah.
Just imagine soaring through the air with those breathtaking alpine views.
It's amazing. Paragliding in Interlaken is an experience you won't forget. You'll have like a bird's eye view of the lakes, the mountains, and the valleys.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm officially adding paragliding to the itinerary.
Awesome.
Okay. After a thrilling day of adventure, where should we head for dinner?
Tom mentioned this cozy restaurant in Interlaken called Husi Beer House.
Okay.
It's known for its traditional Swiss dishes.
Yeah?
And it's got this like warm and inviting atmosphere. He specifically recommended trying their fondue.
Ooh.
So picture this. You're dipping crusty bread into a pot of melted cheese.
Yeah.
And you're enjoying the company of like fellow travelers and locals.
Nice.
It's a perfect way to end the day in the Swiss Alps.
Fondue. Here we come. Okay, what about accommodations in Interlaken? Any suggestions from Tom?
He stayed at this charming guest house called Balmer's Herberge, which offers both private rooms and dorm-style accommodations.
Okay.
And it's a popular spot for like backpackers and budget travelers. Plus, it has a really great social atmosphere.
Perfect. Sounds like our kind of place.
Yeah.
All right, after 2 days of adventure and breathtaking views in Interlaken, where does our Swiss journey take us next?
Okay, let's head to the capital city, Bern.
Okay.
Which is a city steeped in history and known for its charming medieval old town.
Bern, the capital city. I'm excited to explore its historical streets and discover what makes it so special.
Bern is actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Wow.
And you'll see why. Imagine strolling through these arcaded streets lined with medieval houses, fountains, clock towers. It's like stepping back in time.
I can already picture myself wandering through those historic streets.
I know, right?
So what are some of the must-sees in Bern's Old Town?
We can't miss the Zeitglocke, which is Bern's iconic astronomical clock tower.
Wow.
Tom mentioned being mesmerized by the hourly show where these mechanical figures come to life.
That's so cool.
And a jester rings the bells. It's really a sight that will transport you back to medieval times.
I'm making a note to be there on the hour to catch that show.
Huh.
What else is on our Bern must-see list?
Let's visit the Bern Cathedral.
Okay.
Which is this magnificent Gothic cathedral with a towering spire that offers panoramic views of the city.
Nice.
So imagine climbing to the top and taking in this breathtaking vista of Bern's red rooftops, the Aire River winding through the city.
Oh, wow.
And the snow-capped Alps in the distance.
Okay, that view sounds spectacular. And speaking of the Aire River, I heard that swimming in the river is a popular activity in Bern.
It is. During the summer months, locals and visitors, they all flock to the Aire for a refreshing dip. Just imagine floating down the river, surrounded by this stunning scenery.
That's amazing.
It's a really unique and unforgettable experience.
Okay, I'm adding river swimming to our Bern itinerary.
Right.
What about food in Bern? Any local specialties we should try?
Tom raved about this restaurant called Harmony, known for its traditional Bernese cuisine.
Okay.
And he really recommended trying their Berner Plat.
Okay, what is that?
Which is this hearty dish that consists of various meats, sausages, and sauerkraut.
Ooh.
It's a feast fit for a king.
A feast after a day of exploring sounds perfect.
Yeah.
All right, so after 2 days in the charming capital city of Bern, where does our Swiss adventure take us next?
Okay, let's get ready for a touch of glamour.
Oh.
And breathtaking lake views.
Okay.
As we head to Montreux.
Okay.
Which is this sophisticated resort town on the shores of Lake Geneva.
Montreux, the Swiss Riviera.
Yes.
I heard so much about its beauty and elegance. What can we expect from our time there?
Okay, Montreux is known for its mild climate, its lush vegetation, and its stunning views of Lake Geneva and the surrounding Alps.
Yeah.
So just imagine strolling along the lakeside promenade, lined with palm trees and flowers, and you're just soaking in that Mediterranean-like atmosphere.
It sounds like a perfect place to relax and soak in the beauty of Switzerland.
It is.
Okay, what are some of the must-sees in Montreux?
We can't miss a visit to Château de Chillon, which is this medieval castle situated on a rocky island in Lake Geneva. So just imagine exploring its ancient walls, towers, and dungeons, learning about its history that dates back to the 12th century.
A castle on an island. That sounds like something straight out of a fairy tale.
It does.
Okay, what else should we see and do in Montreux?
Let's take a stroll along the Flower Promenade,
Okay.
which is this scenic pathway that stretches along the lakefront, and it offers these breathtaking views of the water, the mountains, and these colorful flower beds. Tom mentioned that it's especially beautiful during the spring when the flowers are in full bloom.
A walk among flowers with stunning lake views.
Perfect.
And I know Montreux is also famous for its jazz festival.
It is. The Montreux Jazz Festival is one of the most prestigious music festivals in the world.
Wow.
And it attracts like top artists from various genres. So if you happen to be visiting in July, you can't miss it.
Well, even if we miss the festival, I'm sure the city will still be buzzing with musical energy. Okay, what about food in Montreux? Any local specialties or restaurants we should check out?
Tom highly recommended this restaurant called Le Museum.
Okay.
And it's known for its innovative cuisine and its stunning views of Lake Geneva.
Nice.
He specifically recommended trying their filet de perche, which is a local fish delicacy.
Filet de perche with a lake view. I'm already making reservations in my mind.
Nice.
Okay, after a day of exploring castles, promenades, and maybe even catching some live music, where does our Swiss adventure take us next?
Let's conclude our Swiss journey in Geneva. A global city known for its international organizations and its vibrant cultural scene.
Geneva, the city of peace and diplomacy. I'm intrigued to see what this global hub has to offer.
Yeah, Geneva is this fascinating blend of Swiss charm and international flair. And it's home to, like, the United Nations office at Geneva, the Red Cross, and numerous other organizations working towards a better world.
It must be a unique experience to be in a city where so many global issues are addressed.
Yeah, it is.
So what are some of the must-sees in Geneva?
We cannot miss the Jet d'eau, which is
Okay.
Geneva's famous water fountain that shoots this powerful jet of water 140 meters high into the air.
Wow.
Tom mentioned it's like a symbol of Geneva's connection to Lake Geneva
Yeah.
and its innovative spirit.
A giant water fountain that's a symbol of innovation. I love it.
Yeah.
What else is on our Geneva itinerary?
Let's explore the Old Town,
Okay.
which is this charming neighborhood with narrow streets, historic buildings, and charming boutiques.
Yeah.
And Tom mentioned getting lost in, like, the labyrinthine alleys.
Oh, cool.
And discovering hidden courtyards filled with cafes and art galleries. It's a perfect place to soak in the atmosphere of Geneva.
Okay, so we've admired the jet d'eau.
Yes.
We've wandered through Old Town. What else should we experience while we're in Geneva?
Let's take a boat trip on Lake Geneva.
Another boat trip, okay?
Yeah, Tom mentioned it's the best way to appreciate the lake's vastness and see the city from, like, a different perspective.
Okay.
You can choose from various cruises, some of which offer these stunning views of the Mont-Blanc Massif in the distance.
Wow. A boat trip on Lake Geneva with views of Mont-Blanc? That sounds incredible. What about food in Geneva? Any local specialties or restaurants we should try?
Tom highly recommended this restaurant called Les Armures, located in the heart of the Old Town.
Nice.
And it's known for its traditional Swiss dishes served in a historic setting.
Yeah.
He specifically recommended trying their fondue moitié-moitié.
Okay, what is that?
Which is a blend of Gruyere and Vacherin cheese.
Ooh, fondue in a historic setting sounds like a perfect way to end our time in Geneva.
It is.
And with that, we've come to the end of our 10-day Swiss adventure.
We have.
We've explored vibrant cities, charming villages, breathtaking mountain landscapes, and experienced the best of Swiss culture.
Yes.
And cuisine.
We did.
I'm already feeling inspired to book my flight.
I know.
But before we wrap up, let's give our listener a quick recap of our itinerary.
Okay.
And some final tips.
All right, sounds good to me. Let's do a final rundown of our 10-day Swiss adventure.
Perfect. So, for our listener who's planning their first trip to Switzerland, here's a quick recap of our itinerary.
Okay.
Days 1 and 2, Zurich. Explore the Old Town, stroll down Bahnhofstrasse, enjoy a picnic by Lake Zurich, take a boat tour, visit the Kunsthaus Zurich, and experience the nightlife in Niederdorf.
Perfect.
Days 3 and 4, Lucerne. Wander through the Old Town, cross the Chapel Bridge, climb the Musée Wall, take a boat trip on Lake Lucerne, visit those charming lakeside villages, and indulge in the local cuisine.
Love it.
Days 5 and 6, Interlaken. Ascend Harder Kulm for those panoramic views. Explore the Lauterbrunnen Valley, witness the power of Trommelbach Falls, try an adventure activity like paragliding, and enjoy those traditional Swiss dishes.
Sounds good.
Days 7 and 8, Bern. Explore the medieval Old Town, marvel at the Zietglog astronomical clock tower. Visit the Bern Cathedral, swim in the Ander River, and sample local specialties like Berner Platte.
Awesome.
Days 9 and 10, Montreux and Geneva. Visit Chateau de Chillon, stroll along the Flower Promenade in Montreux, explore the Old Town, and admire the jet d'eau in Geneva, take a boat trip on Lake Geneva, and savor the local flavors.
Perfect. And don't forget those money-saving tips.
Right.
Get the Swiss Travel Pass.
Yeah.
For transportation and museum entries.
Yes.
Opt for picnics.
Yeah.
Local restaurants.
Yep.
Consider staying in guest houses or hostels for that budget-friendly accommodation.
Fantastic tips. And I think it's important to emphasize that while we've provided this comprehensive itinerary, the beauty of Switzerland lies in its diversity.
It does.
So there's something for everyone.
Yeah.
Whether you're seeking adventure, relaxation, cultural immersion, or simply a chance to connect with nature.
Absolutely. And don't be afraid to customize this itinerary to fit your own interests and preferences.
For sure.
And most importantly, embrace the journey.
Well said. So to our listener, get ready to embark on an unforgettable Swiss adventure. We hope this deep dive has inspired you to explore the magic of Switzerland.
Yeah.
And to create your own unique travel story.
Happy travels.
Okay, so we've journeyed from those bustling streets of Zurich all the way to the peaceful shores of Lake Geneva.
It's been quite a trip.
It really has.
Yeah.
Hiked those mountain trails, tasted fondue in a historic armory.
Oh, yeah.
What a whirlwind adventure.
And it's amazing how, like, each place we've explored offers this totally different flavor of Switzerland. You've got Zurich with that cosmopolitan energy, and then Lucerne with its like medieval charm, and Interlaken, like the adrenaline rush and burn, with its historical depth, and Montreux's elegance, and then Geneva's global significance. It's incredible how much diversity is packed into one country.
It's true. We've given our listener a fantastic itinerary, but there's always more to discover.
Oh, for sure.
What are some like hidden gems or off the beaten path experiences that we didn't have time to cover?
Yeah.
But that would be perfect for someone wanting to dig a little deeper into like Swiss culture.
I'm glad you asked. Switzerland is full of surprises.
Yeah.
Like, if our listener is a history buff, I highly recommend visiting the Swiss Open Air Museum.
Okay.
It's near Lucerne. Imagine walking through a village of historic Swiss buildings from different regions and time periods, all brought together in one place. It's like a living museum.
I love that. A living history experience.
Yeah.
What about for nature lovers? Any hidden natural wonders?
Oh, definitely. We talked about the iconic peaks like Eiger, Munch, and Jungfrau.
Right.
But Switzerland has countless hidden valleys and lesser-known mountain trails that offer just as much beauty and tranquility. For a truly unique experience, I'd recommend exploring the Val Versasca, which is in the Italian-speaking region of Ticino. Imagine a valley carved by this turquoise river, surrounded by rugged mountains and dotted with these charming stone villages.
Turquoise River Valley. Okay, you've officially added another destination to my must-see list.
Yeah.
All right. Now, before we wrap up,
Okay.
let's circle back to those money-saving tips.
Right.
Any final bits of advice for experiencing Switzerland on a budget?
We talked about the Swiss Travel Pass, picnics, local restaurants.
Yep.
Another great tip is to consider traveling during the shoulder seasons, spring or autumn.
All right.
You'll find lower prices on accommodations and flights.
Yeah.
And the weather's still pleasant for exploring.
Great advice. And remember, Switzerland is a very walkable country, especially in the cities and towns. So taking advantage of public transportation and exploring on foot, that's a great way to save money and really experience the local atmosphere.
Absolutely. And for accommodations, don't rule out hostels or guest houses.
Yeah.
They offer budget-friendly options and a chance to connect with fellow travelers.
Right. Okay, now before we say goodbye,
I
want to ask you a personal question. What's your favorite thing about Switzerland? What keeps you coming back for more?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
It's the combination of everything, like the breathtaking scenery, the fresh mountain air, the charming towns, the friendly people, the delicious food, the efficient transportation, the feeling of safety and tranquility.
Yeah.
Switzerland is just a country that nourishes the soul.
Beautifully said. I think our listeners now ready to pack their bags and embark on their own Swiss adventure.
I hope so.
We've given them a solid itinerary, insider tips, money-saving advice, and a taste of what makes Switzerland so special.
We did.
I hope so. And remember, traveling is about more than just ticking off destinations. It's about embracing the journey.
It is.
Connecting with new cultures, creating memories that'll last a lifetime.
Well said.